Students, welcome back to Convocation. In this edition of our Convocation time, we're going to cover a couple of things that might help those of you who may not be completely satisfied with your grades. Ms. Smith and your counselors, Ms. Ortez and Ms. Thomas, are going to provide some tips that might be helpful to you that desire a different outcome grade-wise. We're also going to learn about a test that will be offered in November called the ASVAB. After you hear from our guest speaker, if you decide that you want to participate, you'll be able to sign up for this test through your English classes. Hopefully, your grades that you receive for the first 6 weeks are awesome and you're completely satisfied with your straight 100s. If you're not satisfied with the beautiful thing about education is that it's a new 6 weeks and most of you still have straight A's. As Nelson Mandela says, I never lose. I either succeed or learn. Learn from last 6 weeks and make the changes you need to succeed. Eagle Fight never dies.
Good afternoon. My name is Tony Schmoker and I'm the ASVAB Program Coordinator. And today I want to tell you a little bit about our program and how it can be useful for you. Most people think that the ASVAB test is just for those that are interested in the military. And if you're a junior or senior, you can use your scores to do that. However, that is not our primary focus. Our primary focus is to help you figure out how to choose a career and achieve that career goal. And we do that using a couple tools. The first one is the ASVAB test itself. It's a 3-hour multiple choice test, and once you receive your scores, we'll show you how to use those scores to find your strengths and areas of possible improvement based on career choice so that you can come up with a plan to match your skills to different careers or focus on those areas that you need to improve to be successful. Once you receive your scores back, we will also have you do an interest inventory. This will help you find careers that are matched to your interests, the kinds of things that you like to do. Because the best career to have is something that you enjoy, and who wouldn't want to use their hobby as a career and get paid for it? And that's what we're going to help you do. Once you have your career list in front of you, you will be provided tools on our website, asvabprogram.com, to research those careers so you can answer questions such as, how much money can you make within this career? What education levels do people have that are in this career? And what's the employment outlook so that you don't spend 4 years in college just not to be able to find a job? It's very important that you ask all of these hard questions before you start making your plan so that you can have valid information to make informed decisions. Once you have a career choice and a plan, you're going to need other assets to help you decide, how am I going to pay for it through scholarships and financial aid, what colleges to attend, and what are employers actually looking for. Our website will provide you a one-stop shop so you can answer these questions, apply for scholarships, apply for financial aid, and give you the tools you need to make the best decisions for your future after you leave high school. We will be testing on 15 November, so I encourage each of you to strongly consider signing up for this program. It is at no cost to you. It doesn't cost you a dime, just your time. Thank you.
Good morning, DHS students. In conclusion of the first 6 weeks, we wanted to review our acronym for success.
Efficient, form, navigate, decide.
What that stands for, as a reminder, is to use your time efficiently, form study groups, navigate through your grades, and decide to advocate for yourself to be successful.
We want to stress one way of being successful is through organization.
Organization is a key to managing your time, completing assignments, proactively preparing for class, and maintaining high grades throughout the 6 weeks.
All freshmen have been given a planner to utilize. We have extra planners in the Counseling Center for those of you that are in grades 10 through 12 and are needing guidance with organization.
Along with the planners, we have some of our AVID students here to introduce to you their methods of organization.
There is no wrong or right way to get organized. You as a student can develop the best method that works for you. And come ask us for help if you need assistance in doing so. We're happy to help.
Hi, I'm Lauren Smith, and I'm in charge of the AVID program here at DHS, and I'm also here to help you with any career and college readiness questions that you have, and I'm in room 229 if you have any questions. Today, I've got a few AVID students with me. We've got Becky, Hannah, Andrew, and Jerry, and they're here to talk to you about organizing your binders and organizing your calendars and keeping track of assignments and activities, and also how to make Cornell notes look and how to make them work for you in each class.
Hey guys, we're going to look at Cornell notes and why they're important and what they do for your brain and different ways you can make Cornell notes look. And I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, but if you have any questions, please stop by my room in 229 or go onto my teacher page on the AVID's page, and you can find this PowerPoint of how to make Cornell notes work for you, or you can ask some of my AVID kids about good note-taking strategies for your classes in each class that you have. So some advantages are they are methods for mastering information. Research actually proves that they help your brain retain information more. They are in order, they're sequential. All you need is either notebook paper, a comp notebook, or some C-note paper. Your teacher should have some in their room. If they don't, you can stop by my room and grab some, or just ask your teachers. Here's what it looks like. You've probably already seen this. We're not going to actually practice today, but just to show you an example, you always put an essential question at the top where it says essential question, the topic, the date. It's always important to know the date of your notes so that you can go back and study later when you have reviews and things like that that match the notes. During the lecture, all you're going to do is write in the note section only. And why do you take Cornell notes? Well, you can see some bullet points here, but mainly it just helps you recall the information, helps you organize. Organization is a skill to be successful in your classes. It's proven. So you can draw this on your paper when you do Cornell notes, or you can use a C-note paper. And these are the essentials of the Cornell notes. You can see at the bottom, you're going to write a summary when you're done taking the notes so you can retain the information. You've already read back through the notes. On the left, you're writing questions, subtitles, definitions, headings, things like that to help you remember what to study for, because eventually you can fold that section back and study for your tests. The purpose of Cornell notes are to give you repetition. It's not necessarily to make you take notes a certain way. It's just so that you can get some repetitions out of your notes, because a lot of us write notes and then we put them away and we never look at them again. So that defeats the purpose of note-taking. You can do this on any handout. Your notes do not have to be in the form of C-notes. They could be on any kind of handout that your teacher gives you to glue in a notebook. You could take notes on there by highlighting, chunking, circling, putting asterisks or stars next to important things, question marks next to things that confuse you and things that you need to ask teachers later on. And you can see here during the lecture, these are the things that you should be doing in order to organize your notes: skipping lines, abbreviating, using phrases, bullets, instead of writing notes as one big chunk of information, so that you don't forget what that information is later and that it's organized for your brain to process it. After the lesson, you can go back with a partner or by yourself and highlight, cross out non-essential information, and star any info that you think might show up on a test or quiz. After the lesson, hopefully your teachers are giving you time in class to compare your notes with a partner. If there's no time to do that, then you always have lunch or after school or before school to compare notes with someone who you think might have gotten more notes than you, or different notes or different wording, so that you guys can add or change things as you need. Your study questions need to reflect information on the right-hand side, questions that might help you study, and info that might appear on a test, which is super important. And then info you don't understand. And this helps you process so that you can go back and ask your teachers questions of things you think that you might miss in the note-taking, or gaps that you might have in your knowledge or your learning. And then at home that night, you're going to look over your page of notes. You're going to write a 3 to 4 sentence summary over all of your notes, no matter how many pages they are. Identify just the most important pieces of info and answer the essential question at the top, because we all think in questions. And so you want to always answer the questions that you wrote on the left and at the top to help you reprocess the information and to study your notes. So now you've already gotten several repetitions of your notes in the first couple of days. Research proves that if you do not review your notes within the first 24 hours, you've lost 50 to 80% of that information, but your retention goes back up if you just review your notes. So here you can see a sample of notes that are pretty darn great, and they have questions on them, highlights, circles, asterisks, question marks, and a summary. And then you can cover the notes on the right and fold that little left section back, and you can answer and study those questions, and you can give them to a partner so they can quiz you. Okay, you do not have homework. That was for my avid students. So I just wanted to give you a little rundown of how Cornell notes are supposed to look. So if I go back to that page of notes, just so you can see that one more time. Right there. So that you can know how to take Cornell notes in your classes. And you can do these on handouts. If you have a comp notebook, you can just write questions in there, draw arrows, highlight, circle, and all those things. The purpose of Cornell notes is not the note-taking itself. It's what comes after the note-taking, and it's a way to process the information and to get repetitions out of your note-taking so that you can study more effectively and more efficiently.
For the Cornell notes, you don't always have to use the Cornell note standard paper. You can use your comp notebook. At the top, you want to put your essential question and you want to date it. The essential question is simply the original question or what the information is going to be about. You want to put your topic, which would basically be your title. In the middle section, you want to put your notes. Right here we have the steps, and this subject is the scientific method for chemistry with Ms. Granio. You want to make sure that you get all of the essential points, and you can go back through and highlight or color code as you feel free to. You don't always have to put your questions on the right side of the paper or the left side, and you can put them on a sticky note, and the question should answer the question should be about the notes that are presented. You should group or chunk your notes into different sections. We have it in numbers, and therefore it's each of the steps. This summary should answer all of the questions that are on the sticky note or this side and the essential question. When you're organizing your binder, the first thing you're going to need is a pencil pouch just with things you're going to need. And then you're going to have your calendar, and then you're going to put it into the ways you would have your class, like 1st through 8th. And then when you open up, you're going to have your homework for that class period, and then you're going to have your handouts, then your notes, and then at the very back there should be a list of like all your graded papers. If you want, you can have like a protector sheet that for like papers you can't hole punch because they're essays or whatever. And you can also get a pencil pouch, a protector sleeve for your notebook.
So you'll start out with simple organization. You'll cut your dividers into class periods. And then I also have my calendar, and I hole punch all of my papers from all of my classes as soon as I get the chance. And say if a teacher doesn't have a hole puncher, then I can just put my papers off into a side pocket and hole punch for the next period.
This is our Decatur High School student planner for 2016. There are many ways you can stay organized while using a planner. I personally like to color code by having tests, what I'll miss, what's due, and what I'll need for that class in different colors. I also like to put what work I'll need if I'm missing a day on the top, what I have before school and what I have after school. And then on the front, just make sure I'm studying for my classes, I have a sticky note. And if you don't have a planner and you would like one, you can go get some in class 229.
Aye.